Imagine you've spent like your entire weekend just curled up on your couch, right? You're scrolling through all those beautiful pictures of dream houses
Oh,
online.
yeah, the fun stuff.
Right. You're looking at the paint colors, the huge windows, those really fancy kitchens with the massive islands. It's fun, it's light, it's super easy.
It's basically a vacation for your brain.
Exactly. But then Monday morning rolls around and someone basically hands you this heavy yellow hard hat. They point to a dirt lot and they tell you to start pouring the concrete foundation yourself.
Yeah, the dream phase is over.
Suddenly, it's not just pictures anymore, you know? It's heavy, it's dirty, and it requires your absolute total focus. Welcome back to Horoscope TV.
That is honestly the exact shift we are looking at in the astro charts right now. It's the literal difference between daydreaming and doing the actual heavy lifting.
And that's our mission for this episode, right? We are going to carefully analyze the astrological charts and the astro data for anyone out there with the zodiac sign of Scorpio for the week of March 23 to March 29, 2026.
Yes.
So if you are a Scorpio or, you know, if you just have a Scorpio in your life that you care about, you really need to listen closely to this one.
Highly recommend it, yeah.
Because this week is not a casual stroll in the park. It's intense, it demands a lot of maturity, and it is entirely focused on two main ideas, safety and security.
Right. When I analyze these charts, those two words, safety and security, they are the anchor for absolutely everything.
Everything.
Yeah. The sky right now is pushing Scorpio to build a really solid foundation. This is just, it's not the time to float around and hope things just magically work out for you.
No floating allowed.
Exactly. The planets are asking for real, tangible responsibility in every single area of your life.
So if you are a Scorpio, we're going to help you navigate a week that shifts from this, like, curious, fresh breeze into a very strict set of rules.
Yeah.
And then finally, it leads you to a place of lasting power.
The huge payoff.
Huge. So let's start with Monday, March 23. The moon enters the sign of Gemini. The charts show this brings a fresh breeze of curious energy to your daily life, right? You're going to feel this sudden motivation to learn brand new things.
Yeah, because Gemini is an air sign. It's very light. It's very quick. It just loves to ask questions, you know?
Right, it's that buzzy energy.
It wants to read a new book or fall down an internet rabbit hole about something random or pick up a quick new hobby.
Like suddenly needing to know the entire history of, I don't know, basket weaving or something.
Exactly. And for a Scorpio who naturally lives in these very deep, heavy, emotional waters, this Gemini moon acts like, well, it's like opening a window in a really stuffy room.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
It just feels good. You want to gather information and just look around at the world for a minute.
But the key here is the boundary around that curiosity, isn't it? Like you're exploring new ideas, but you're doing it from the comfort of your own safe space.
Yeah.
You're just dipping your toes in the water. You are definitely not diving off a cliff blindfolded.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You're looking at the pictures of the houses, to use your analogy from earlier.
Right, the Zillow scrolling phase.
Exactly. You're gathering the ideas because you are going to need those ideas when the heavy lifting starts just 2 days later.
Right, because Wednesday, March 25 is when the music completely changes.
It really does.
The sun forms a conjunction with strict Saturn. Now, anyone who follows the astro charts knows a conjunction is this really intense blending of energy. But the charts make it clear that this specific meeting, it demands absolute maturity from you.
Yeah. To understand what this actually feels like for a Scorpio, you have to look at what these planets represent.
Okay, break it down for us.
So the sun is your core battery. It's your ego. It's your driving force, right? And Saturn is the planet of rules. Time, structure, hard work. Think of Saturn as like the strictest teacher you ever had in school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The one who didn't just want the right answer on the math test, but made you show every single agonizing step of your work to prove you understood it.
Oh, that makes my stomach drop just thinking about it. Even if you did the homework, when that teacher walks up to your desk, you just feel this heavy, sinking pressure.
That pressure is Saturn. So when the sun meets Saturn, the universe is basically standing at your desk, checking your homework.
Wow.
It's asking you, are you acting like a mature adult? Are you building something real, or are you just playing games?
So it's very serious.
Very.
Yeah.
It shuts that fresh Gemini window you opened on Monday and asks if you paid the heating bill instead.
Okay, I have to stop you there and push back a little bit.
Sure.
Because we start with this fun, light Gemini energy on the 23rd. We're curious, we're exploring. Then Saturn drops a massive concrete block on our heads on the 25th and demands all this serious maturity.
Yep.
How in the world do you keep any sort of creative joy alive when Saturn is breathing down your neck like that? It sounds completely exhausting.
It is exhausting, honestly, but it's not a punishment. That's the biggest trap Scorpios can fall into this week.
Feeling targeted.
Yeah, feeling like the universe is just punishing them for no reason. You keep the joy alive by remembering that the concrete block is actually the floor of your new house.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has a purpose.
The hard work has a massive purpose.
Mm.
And the astro charts do give you a break. On Friday, March 27, the moon enters Leo.
And Leo energy is warm, right? It's proud, it's bright.
Yes, exactly. The charts show this Leo moon brings a massive wave of creative joy into your life. So after all those heavy, strict feelings of Wednesday, Friday brings a real burst of sunshine.
That's a relief.
You get to step back,
Yeah.
look at the foundation you just poured, and feel a deep, deep sense of pride. You earned that joy.
And that leads right into Saturday, March 28th. Saturn forms a sextile with Pluto. A sextile is a helpful angle, right, where two planets work together smoothly.
It's a very cooperative energy.
And the charts say this helps you build a completely solid foundation.
This is the absolute peak of the week. Pluto is the ruling planet for Scorpio,
Mm.
so it represents deep transformation, power, and the hidden depths of the soul. When strict Saturn works hand in hand with powerful Pluto, you are locking steel beams into solid concrete.
Wow. That's intense.
You are building something that absolutely nothing can knock down. The hard work you did on Wednesday transforms into untouchable power by the weekend.
Okay, so if we stick with the house building idea here, Monday is looking at the blueprints.
Yeah.
Wednesday is hauling the heavy concrete and dealing with that strict building inspector. And the weekend is standing on that dry, rock-solid foundation, knowing it will last a lifetime.
That's the exact progression.
But pouring that kind of concrete requires real resources, right? It impacts where Scorpios spend most of their time and energy. So we really need to talk about work, careers, and money.
Oh, the career and money charts for this week are loud. They are basically screaming for your attention.
Let's look at Wednesday, March 25 again. We already have the Sun meeting Saturn forcing this total responsibility at work. But on the exact same day, we have a first quarter moon in the sign of Cancer. And the astro data says this phase asks you to safely balance your public ambitions with your private home life.
Yeah, and a first quarter moon always brings a point of tension. It forces a decision.
A decision between what?
Well, Cancer is the sign that rules the home, family, and your private shell.
Mm.
So you have Saturn yelling at you to work harder, stay late at the office, and focus entirely on your professional future.
Which is already stressful enough.
Right, but then that Cancer moon is pulling at your sleeve, reminding you that you also need a safe place to rest.
Wait, how do you actually balance that? Because if Saturn is the strict boss checking your homework, it feels like Saturn will always win that argument, you know? Do you just ignore your home life?
No, definitely not. If you ignore your home life, the foundation cracks.
Oh.
You cannot be the boss at work if your own house is falling apart behind the scenes. For a Scorpio this week, balancing this means being incredibly strict with your time.
How strict are we talking?
Very. When you are at work, you give it 100% of your focus. No distractions. But when the clock hits 5, or whenever your shift ends, you leave.
You just walk away.
You go home to your Cancer shell and you turn work completely off. You have to create a rigid boundary between the two.
A rigid boundary? That sounds very Saturn.
It is.
And speaking of rigid boundaries, we really need to talk about the bank account. Because the charts say financial matters require your absolute daily focus this week.
Yes, they do.
The heavy meeting of the Sun and Saturn means you must completely stop any silly impulse shopping. This is the perfect time to organize a daily budget.
If Saturn is the strict boss at work, Saturn is also the ruthless accountant when it comes to your money.
Oh, I like that. The ruthless accountant.
Yeah. And Scorpios are very driven people. Sometimes, when the pressure of work gets way too high, buying something shiny and new feels like a quick way to relieve stress.
It gives you that fast burst of control, like, I can't control my boss, but I can control buying this sweater.
Exactly. Retail therapy. But Saturn completely shuts that down right now.
You had to know.
If you buy something totally unnecessary on Wednesday, Saturn's going to hand you a heavy dose of immediate regret. You look at the item and just feel guilty.
So what's the alternative?
This is the week to sit down at your kitchen table, open up your bank account, look at every single thing you are spending money on, and make an honest, strict budget. You need to know exactly where every dollar is going.
Now, here is a spot in the charts where I need you to explain a contradiction.
Oh, tell it way on me.
Okay, so on that same day, March 25, The sun forms a wonderful sextile with Pluto. The charts say this could bring deeply transformative energy to personal income, right? And that you might find a brilliant new way to safely increase your wealth.
Yes, that's there.
But then, just 3 days later, on March 28, Mercury forms a square with Lilith. And the warning here is very sharp. You must be totally careful to avoid risky financial contracts. So, if I am a Scorpio trying to navigate this, how do I tell the difference between a brilliant new money idea from Pluto and a bad, risky trap from Lilith?
That is probably the most important question of the week. Because when you're desperate for financial security, a bad trap can very easily disguise itself as a brilliant idea.
Right.
The difference comes down to two things: the speed and the depth of the opportunity.
Okay, tell me more about the speed. What does that mean?
A square like the one with Lilith is a tense, grinding angle. Lilith represents the rebel, the shadow, and that temptation to take a shortcut.
So it's sneaky.
Very. A risky financial idea from Lilith is going to feel urgent. It'll be someone saying, you have to sign this contract today or you will miss out forever. Or it'll be some flashy investment that promises you will double your money by tomorrow with zero effort.
Oh, it relies on a sense of panic, FOMO.
Exactly. It relies on panic. So if someone is rushing you, it is Lilith. Walk away.
Walk away immediately. Okay, and what about Pluto?
Compare that rushed feeling to the brilliant idea from Pluto. Pluto moves incredibly slowly. It is deep. It is rooted. The brilliant idea to safely increase your wealth will likely be tied to the hard work you are already doing.
Like what?
It might be realizing you can turn a skill you have spent 5 years practicing into a steady side business. Or realizing you can finally ask for a raise because you have months of solid data proving your value to the company.
So it doesn't feel frantic. It feels heavy and earned.
Yes, it builds on the concrete foundation. It is steady, clear, and makes logical sense.
I want to offer a very practical tip for the listeners out there to help avoid that Lilith trap and also the impulse shopping we talked about, because we all know how easy it is to just tap a button on your phone while you're lying in bed at night.
Oh, the phone is the absolute enemy of a strict budget.
It really is. So here's my challenge for you this week, Scorpio. Go into your phone today, open up your favorite online stores, the food delivery apps, all of them, and delete your saved credit card information.
Oh, wow.
Erase it all. Make it so that if you want to buy something, you have to physically get up off the couch, walk across the room, find your wallet, pull out the plastic card, and type the numbers in one by one.
That is a highly effective physical barrier.
All right, because I guarantee you, if you are tired from dealing with Saturn all day, you are going to think, I do not actually need to order this right now. I would rather just stay on the couch.
You're forcing yourself to pause and think. You're taking the speed out of the transaction, which defeats Lilith. And if you do that, if you stick to the budget and avoid those rush shortcuts, the payoff is huge.
It really is.
By March 28, when Saturn and Pluto work together, the charts say you have a magical opportunity to totally transform your career path and build absolute, lasting professional power.
You become the rock at your workplace, the person everyone else relies on because your foundation is so strong.
Exactly.
But let's be honest, carrying all that concrete, setting those rigid boundaries, telling yourself no to impulse buys, it takes a toll. Carrying the weight of the world makes your back hurt.
It absolutely does. You cannot separate the heavy demands of your career from the physical reality of your human body.
Which brings us to what the astro charts say about your health, your body, and matters of the heart. Let's look at the softer, more vulnerable side of this week.
It's so important not to skip this part.
Because on Wednesday the 25th, the charts are very clear. Taking excellent care of your physical body and your mind is highly important. That intense meeting of the sun and strict Saturn might make your body feel very tired or physically stiff.
If you are listening to this right now, I just want you to pay attention to your shoulders. Are they creeping up around your ears?
Mine definitely are just talking about it.
Drop them down. Saturn energy is contracting. It makes things tight, narrow, and rigid. When you're taking on total responsibility for your career and your budget, your body literally physically braces itself for an impact.
You clench your jaw, you tighten your back.
You are literally carrying a heavy load, so of course your muscles react.
Yes.
And the charts say you must prioritize getting plenty of deep sleep and complete rest every single night.
No late night doom scrolling.
No. Your body requires the time in bed to repair the physical damage of all that mental stress. If you try to burn the candle at both ends this week, Saturn will force you to stop by making you sick. You just have to sleep.
And what happens to love when you're this tired? Because usually when someone is stressed about work and their back hurts, their romantic relationship is like the very first thing to suffer.
The charts show that love this week matches the overall theme of the week.
Okay.
It's not about wild, passionate, movie screen romance. Love this week is about duty, safety, and security.
The astrodata says that on March 25, you might feel a heavy sense of serious duty in your personal relationships. It's a time to prove absolute loyalty safely.
Think about the mindset you're in. If you're exhausted from building a foundation all day, you do not want to go out dancing in a crowded room until 2 in the morning.
Definitely not.
You want a partner who will sit on the couch with you,
Yes.
quietly, and just be a calm presence. Proving your loyalty this week might look like doing the pile of dishes because you know your partner had a hard day.
Or them bringing you a glass of water without you having to ask.
Exactly. It's practical, everyday love.
But there is a very tender moment for love in the charts as well, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
On Thursday, March 26th, the planet Venus forms a conjunction with Chiron. Now, Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and Chiron is known in astrology as the wounded healer. The charts say this event allows you to completely heal old romantic wounds and safely open your sweetheart again.
Such a beautiful transition. We often cannot heal our deepest wounds until we actually feel safe.
Right?
Because you have been doing all this hard work to create a secure, stable foundation with Saturn. Your heart finally looks around the room, realizes that the doors are locked and the house is sturdy, and it allows the healing of Venus and Chiron to actually take place.
I want to ask you about the mechanics of that healing. Because if Venus meeting Chiron is like putting a soothing bandage on an old, broken heart, does that mean a Scorpio has to sit down with their partner and verbally process every single old painful memory?
That's a good question.
Do they have to rip the bandage off and point at the wound, or can this healing just happen quietly?
That's a profound question, really. Knowing the heavy energy of this specific week, I would analyze it this way. The primary goal is safety. You do not necessarily have to sit down and painfully recount every single detail of a past toxic relationship.
You don't need to turn your living room into a therapy office.
No, that's a relief, right?
It is a relief.
Yeah.
I think forced conversations like that can sometimes just create way more stress.
Exactly. The healing happens internally. It happens when you have a quiet realization. Maybe your current partner does something small, and you suddenly realize, I used to be terrified when my ex did that, but I'm not scared right now because I trust the person I'm with.
Oh, wow. That's powerful.
You let the soothing energy wash over you without needing to create a big dramatic production around it.
Because creating drama would go completely against the rules of the week.
Drama is the enemy of the foundation you're building, and the charts specifically warn against drama on March 28.
Yes, this is when Mercury squares Lilith again. We talked about this aspect regarding risky money, but for love and communication, the charts say you must avoid keeping secrets or playing silly mind games. You have to speak clearly to maintain peace.
Lilith is the temptation to test people.
Oh, I know this one.
Yeah. Sometimes, when a Scorpio wants to know if their foundation is truly safe, they will subconsciously create a little test or play a mind game just to see how their partner reacts. They want to poke the concrete to see if it cracks.
Like giving your partner the silent treatment when you're upset just to see if they'll notice and push you to talk about it?
Yes. That is a classic mind game. And the astro data is flashing a giant red warning sign. Do not do that this week.
It'll backfire terribly.
It really will. If you need a hug, look at your partner and say, I need a hug. If you are tired and need quiet, say, I am very tired and I need 10 minutes of quiet. Clear words create safe spaces.
Clear words create safe spaces. I really love that rule. And let's close out the health discussion with Sunday, March 29th. The moon enters the sign of Virgo. The charts say you will feel a strong desire to safely clean up your daily diet completely and perfectly.
Virgo energy loves purity, health, and intense organization. After carrying the heavy weight of Saturn all week, this Virgo moon is going to make you want to sweep all the junk out of your life.
You are not going to want heavy, greasy takeout food.
No, your body will literally reject it. You will crave clean water, fresh vegetables, and simple good fuel.
So here is how you put all of this health data into action. On Wednesday the 25th, when your back and shoulders feel tight from Saturn, take 5 minutes before bed to do some very slow stretching.
Highly recommend that.
Reach for the ceiling, roll your neck, go to sleep an hour earlier than usual. And then, for that Virgo moon on Sunday the 29th, plan an organized grocery trip.
Buy the good, fresh ingredients. Prep your meals for the following week. You are giving your physical body the exact same solid foundation that you are giving your career.
It's all connected, right? You cannot build a strong house with weak hands.
Absolutely not.
So we have talked about the general vibe, the intense career focus, the rigid budget, and the physical toll this week takes. Now, we need to talk about the specific tools the universe is handing you to survive this.
The cosmic toolkit.
Exactly. Let's look at your cosmic toolkit. The colors, the numbers, and the people that will either help you build your house or try to burn it down.
This is the most practical part of the astro data. It gives you tangible things to look out for in your daily environment.
Let's start with the color of the week. The charts say the power color for Scorpio right now is maroon, and the specific color code provided is #800,000.
Maroon is the absolute perfect visual representation of everything we have discussed today.
How so? Walk me through the psychology of that color.
Think about what maroon looks like. It's a deep, dark, earthy red. Red, on its own, is the color of action, passion, and fire. It's very loud. But maroon mixes that loud power with dark, heavy earth. It takes the fire and grounds it. It is rooted, stable, and serious.
It doesn't scream for attention. It just exists, quietly and powerfully.
Exactly. When you wear maroon, you are sending a subconscious signal to your own brain and to everyone around you that you are serious. You are telling the world that you are anchored and you are not going to be pushed around.
Imagine painting this picture for your Wednesday morning. You know it's the 25th. You know the sun is meeting Saturn and the day is going to be heavy.
Yep.
You know you have to set strict boundaries at work and stick to your budget. So you wake up and put on a maroon sweater or a maroon tie or even paint your nails maroon. It's like putting on a suit of armor to face that strict Saturn energy.
It acts as a psychological anchor. Every single time you look down and see that color, it reminds you of your goal.
Now let's review the best dates of the week. The charts highlight March 23, March 25, and March 28.
Which serves as a great summary of the rhythm of your week. The 23rd is Monday, the fresh Gemini breeze where you gather your ideas and look at the blueprints. The 25th is Wednesday, the heavy lifting day where the sun meets Saturn and you pour the concrete. And the 28th is Saturday, the day Saturn works with Pluto to secure that lasting professional power.
Those 3 days are the pillars holding up your week.
Exactly.
And then we have the lucky numbers. The charts list 8, 18, 28, 38, 48, and 58. Now, I have to stop and point something out because this is absolutely fascinating to me.
What stands out?
Look at the charts. Every single lucky number ends in the number 8. 8, 18, 28. What does the number 8 represent here? Because it cannot be a coincidence that it ties into this theme of building something permanent.
It is definitely not a coincidence. The universe is very intentional. Let's look at the physical shape of the number 8.
It looks like a figure 8 track or the infinity symbol if you lay it down on its side.
Right. It has no beginning and no end. It represents a continuous, unbreakable flow. But beyond the shape, in numerology, the number 8 is the ultimate number of material success, ambition, business, and hard work paying off.
So it is literally the number of the Saturn and Pluto combination.
Exactly. The number 8 is not a lucky lottery number. It doesn't represent sudden, random good fortune. It is a number of karma.
Meaning you get what you give.
Yes. It says the exact amount of effort you put into the soil is the exact amount of harvest you will pull out. It's a perfectly balanced loop. Seeing all these 8s in the charts is a reminder that your intense labor this week will lead to infinite lasting security.
That is incredibly motivating. Now, we have to talk about the people around you. Because you can follow the budget, you can wear the maroon sweater, and you can build the strongest foundation in the world.
Right.
But if you let the wrong person walk onto your construction site, they can ruin your entire day.
Well, without a doubt.
Yeah.
The energy of other people will have a massive impact on your own stability this week. You have to guard your doors.
Let's start with the positive side. The best match for Scorpio this week is Capricorn. The charts say this is because you share the exact same highly practical and organized approach to daily life.
This pairing makes perfect sense given the planetary weather. Capricorn is an Earth sign, and they are ruled by the planet Saturn.
Oh, so they already know the drill.
They are the human embodiment of the energy you are trying to master this week. Capricorns naturally love rules, they respect structure, and they thrive on hard work.
Wait, I have to challenge you on this Capricorn pairing.
Go for it.
If Scorpio is already feeling exhausted and weighed down by Saturn's heavy, strict rules all week, will hanging out with a Capricorn not just double that suffocating feeling? Will it not feel like you are just taking your boss home with you?
That is a very valid concern, but here's why it works in your favor this week. The Capricorn is not going to act like your boss. They're going to act like your teammate who already knows how to carry the heavy concrete.
Oh, I see.
You don't have to explain why you are tired. You don't have to apologize for wanting to stay home and save money. The Capricorn inherently understands the assignment.
Ah, so there is no friction. You don't have to justify your boundaries to them.
Exactly. The charts say that on Monday the 23rd, when you are feeling that curious Gemini energy, Capricorn will be the perfect partner to help you safely enjoy simple, fun things. They will handle the practical details of the fun so you can just relax.
And the charts say Capricorn understands your deep need for physical comfort, and they know exactly how to provide loyal affection and total physical comfort. Together, you create an unstoppable team with bright joy, massive laughter, and deep respect.
Picture a Friday night with a Capricorn this week. You both come home from a very long, demanding week of work. You're drained. The Capricorn does not ask you to get dressed up and go to a loud, chaotic party.
Thank goodness.
Instead, they have already ordered your favorite healthy dinner, they hand you a warm blanket, and you both sit on the couch in comfortable silence. You feel entirely respected and safe.
That sounds like absolute heaven after a heavy week. But then we have the other side of the coin, the worst match.
This is where you have to be very careful.
The worst match for Scorpio this week is Aquarius. The charts say you will find it impossible to find any common ground with an Aquarius.
Aquarius energy is the exact opposite of what you are trying to achieve right now.
Because they're an air sign.
Yes, they are unpredictable, they are natural rebels, and they actively hate rules and structures.
The astro data gets very specific about Wednesday the 25th, the day you are dealing with the Sun meeting Saturn. It says Scorpio wants independent activities, but the Aquarius will want to loudly rest and boldly conquer quiet emotional goals.
Loudly rest. That is such a vivid, frustrating phrase in the charts.
What does that actually look like in real life? How does someone loudly rest?
It means they want to make a massive, dramatic production out of doing nothing.
Oh, I know people like this.
You're sitting at the table, trying to quietly focus on organizing your budget or answering important work emails. The Aquarius comes into the room, dramatically sighs, flops on the couch, turns the television volume up way too high, and starts trying to debate a random philosophical concept with you while they are supposedly relaxing.
And you're just sitting there trying to carry the weight of Saturn.
Exactly. They demand your attention even when they claim they just want soft comfort. Unpredictable moods will deeply disturb Scorpio's peace.
And the charts say Scorpio will act strictly while Aquarius demands that soft comfort.
Think about the house analogy. You're wearing your hard hat, pouring the concrete, trying to make sure the measurements are exact because the building inspector is watching. And the Aquarius wanders onto your active construction site wearing pajamas, kicking over your tools, and asking why you have to be so serious and boring all the time.
Their unpredictable moods will just completely ruin your peace. The charts literally say impossible to find common ground.
Unpredictability is the absolute enemy of safety. If an Aquarius tries to drag you into a chaotic debate this week, or tries to convince you to abandon your strict budget for a wild, rebellious idea, you have to protect your foundation. You have to politely but firmly walk away.
Imagine you are wearing your grounded maroon sweater. You just finished safely organizing your daily budget. You feel tired but secure. Then an Aquarius calls you, completely frantic, changing plans for the third time today, demanding you come help them figure out some random emotional crisis they just created out of thin air.
You do not engage. You say, "I am so sorry, but I'm going to sleep now," and then you put your phone on silent.
You delete the credit card from the phone to stop the impulse shopping, and then you put the phone on silent to stop the Aquarius. That is the ultimate survival strategy for the week.
You must protect your peace and your foundation at all costs.
We have covered an incredible amount of ground today, from the fresh, curious breezes of the Gemini moon on Monday to the heavy, strict concrete pouring of the Sun and Saturn on Wednesday. We talked about creating rigid boundaries between work and home, hiding your wallet to safely stop the impulse shopping, and dodging the risky financial traps of Lilith.
We also looked at the deep physical need for sleep, speaking clearly to your partner to avoid silly mind games, and wearing the color maroon to stay grounded against the chaotic energy of the world.
It is a massive week. It asks a lot of you. But the lasting power you get by the weekend makes all the heavy lifting completely worth it. Before we wrap up, I want to leave everyone listening with something to chew on.
Let's look at the bigger picture one last time. If this entire week is truly about building a completely safe, rock-solid foundation for the future, what is the one bad habit you are still holding on to that could crack that foundation if you do not let it go right now?
That is a heavy question to ask yourself. Is it the late-night impulse shopping? Is it the tendency to play mind games when you feel insecure in your relationship? Is it ignoring your body when your back hurts and it is begging you for sleep?
Only you know the true answer to that. But whatever that one bad habit is, this is the week to drop it in the dirt and pour the concrete right over it. Leave it in the past safely.
Pour the concrete right over it. I think that is the perfect thought to end on. Thank you so much for listening to this episode on Horoscope TV. We hope this deep analysis gives you the exact blueprints you need to build your empire this week. Be sure to subscribe to the show so that you can get notified the moment the next episode is available. Stay strong out there, Scorpios.